way it goes. Just the way it goes. Degrees.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 67 of the Hookup on Music. My name is Tony, and tonight I will be your guide. It is getting to be beautiful outside, and tonight we have a very beautiful palette of different types of music that I have experienced and others have shared with me. Before we get started, I just want to thank again last week. If you do have an opportunity, go back and check out episode 65. Brewhan Luke joined me and we talked about the new Pearl Jam album. And that was really awesome. And then the very next day, episode 66, my buddy Mike joined me and we talked about what it's like to be in the radio and his awesome show that's on Chirp Radio. That is on Sunday nights from 12 to 4. So I wanted to thank both of them again. And if you get an opportunity, please go back and check that out. Checking out a lot of different things here recently. The very first thing I wanted to bring up that I checked out here, and it was well, let's get to it. I watched the brand new Bon Jovi documentary, and it is first of all, it's titled "Thank You, Good Night." Second of all, I've never ever owned. This is the one band that has always kind of eluded me. Never have owned any of Bon Jovi material, though the song from Young Guns 2 is very awesome. Blaze of Glory, very awesome track right there. But that all being said, I want to make sure too that I didn't mess up that Bon Jovi reference there. But that being said, this documentary, it's on Hulu, and if you get a chance, I would say give it a spin. It is definitely what's the word I'm looking for? Entertaining. All of these are very entertaining, and this documentary definitely what's the word I'm looking for is no shame, and it is Young Guns too. Wanted to just make sure that I thought I had that clear. But again, this documentary, 4 episodes, it is a little bit long, and honestly, some of the newer stuff, I don't know if I could take much more. But to hear this band's beginnings and just to hear all of honestly, drummer Tico Torres, he's always been really cool. Just looking in some of their albums, he always looked really cool, and others, and you can learn a lot more about the band. But just thought I'd say it's worth the check out if you have Hulu and you have time. Also, recently, some new albums have dropped. Okay, 2 different kind of albums here that I got on the docket here on the turntable. I've got Charley Crockett, $10 Cowboy. This album just came out. It was just this past Friday. If you have not sat down and listened to any of Charley Crockett's music, I think it is definitely worth it. It's a mixture of, it's got soul, it's got a little bit of a Western feel too. It's got a lot of different things going on. Maybe you could even hear a little bit of blues in there too. But this new album, really, really good. Title track, which starts out the album, is awesome. And then it kind of keeps going into songs like America, which again, a lot of these songs on the album seem to be prevalent to, just writing to the times of what is going on. So that's definitely worth it if you get the chance to check that one out. All of his other albums are really, really good too. The one that came right before this, The Man from Waco, excellent album. Got some good songs on that. I'm Just a Clown. That song was really, really catchy. But again, check out this new album, $10 Cowboy by Charley Crockett. And on the very, very opposite end of the scale, if you're watching live and you're looking at this, you can see the album cover, which kind of gives off these, it's called Party Cannon, and it kind of gives off, is the name of the band, and it kind of gives off a, a Party City type of vibe, the colors. Heavy, very heavy, and definitely worth checking out. If you have some time, you could even go on their website and kind of check out a lot of the different stuff that they have, gear, which is really kind of cool, the different kind of logos. But this was shared by me, by my buddy Andrew, and I thought it was a really, really good pick because I had never heard of these guys. And one of the album tracks, which is what I was trying to pull up here so I don't mess this up, is entitled Lane Staley Went Down the Slip and Slide, which, if you're not familiar, I'm pretty sure that happened on a Headbangers Ball episode. But again, really, really awesome songs. One song's called Weird But Not Illegal. Just not immediately life-threatening, but definitely a great album. And if you just buy nothing more brought in by this album cover by Party Cannon, definitely check out Injured and Inevitable, and check out everything else by them, because I've slowly started digging back after listening to this one. And if you like this one, you're definitely going to like the stuff prior to this. Speaking of my buddy Andrew, he shared with me just this past weekend, week, I should say, he went and saw Cypress Hill in Chicago playing the Concord Music Hall. And he shared with me some of the live footage from there. And honestly, it looked like a concert that was definitely worth, what's the word I'm saying, to be in attendance to. Just hearing Be Real right there, it's definitely, number one, it's upsetting that me doing this show, I don't know why this show slipped kind of under my radar, but I'm being texted by him on the day of the show saying that he's heading to see Cypress Hill, which honestly is pretty awesome. They're also playing with Farside. Definitely, what's the word I'm looking for? Something that it seems to be that you would like to be at the concert and like to see live, and him sharing it with me is awesome because I could share it with you. It sounded like it was exactly what you would imagine an amazing Cypress Hill concert to be, just filled with just awesomeness, pretty much. But they're playing everything. They're playing Hand on the Pump. They're playing Ain't Going Out Like That. They're playing Insane in the Brain. Definitely awesome. One of my favorite tracks is, if you are a Cypress Hill fan out there, is a track called Illusions. Definitely awesome that they played that. But, just to see the band in action and to see them still putting out work here. I mean, this band started in 1988, okay? And Be Real, Sendog, Eric Bobo, DJ Muggs, I mean, they're all just really still bringing it. And I mean, I could have kept dropping awesome clips from this concert the whole entire show, and it would have been amazing. But the thing about it is that I really need to get out there. We really need to get out there and see some of Cypress Hill, because it seems like they are putting on still quite the what's the word I'm looking for? The quality, really. And that's, for a band still from 88 to put out the quality, is definitely what's the word I'm looking for? Pretty cool. So let's move forward. What else we got here on the table that's coming up next? Sick New World. Another festival that reminded me, it took place this past weekend in Las Vegas. If you are looking online, if you're watching live, or if you're listening, I'll list some of these artists that were just some of the artists that were there. System of a Down, Slipknot, Alice in Chains, A Perfect Circle, Kitty. Kitty played Killing Joke. Definitely a very, very, very huge list. Knock Loose, Lamb of God, Sleep Token, Bad Omens. It seemed to be everybody that you would want to see at the festival. My only quick beef / kind of question was that these set times some of them were short, and it seemed like some of your favorite bands were really only out there, not very long playing, unless you were there. The headliners, of course, they played, they played pretty long, but it's not like some of the other artists that, let's say, you were going to see. So, like, let's say you're wanting to go see Dope. They only played, 5 songs, 6 with You Spin Me Round and Round. So 5 originals and You Spin Me Round and Round. Quite the, the quandrum to see who do you want to see, who can you see, who's available to see at this, and all of that. But what I would like to say is that, because just taking a look here, okay, you got well, first of all, let's just talk about this red stage here. It goes Kitty, Lorna Shore, Baby Metal, which all 3 of them, I'm don't listen to them a lot, but Kitty, I did buy their debut when it first came out. So being there and waiting and watching those artists would be awesome to lead into Primus, A Perfect Circle, Danny Elfman. Okay, you're saying to yourself, Danny Elfman? He played this festival? Yes, he sure did. Danny Elfman, who is of Oingo Boingo fame. And he's out here, okay, Danny Elfman's out here, and he's playing a whole lot of different stuff. He's playing, everything from stuff from Beetlejuice and The Simpsons to, Oingo Boingo classics like Who Do You Want to Be and Gray Matter, which is a really good one. Nothing to fear but fear itself. But again, didn't like the overlapping times. It's 2 days. System of a Down did switch up their set list. So they played a little bit something different each night, which is, again, huge. Switching up the set list. Slipknot also looks like they're going to be celebrating their debut album. No announcement for a Chicago date yet, but I have a feeling that they're going to appear possibly, at Riot Fest. I could be wrong, but that just seems to be a place where they might play. But some of the lesser known bands here really quick that played that we always love and enjoy is like Helmet. Okay, if you haven't heard Drain in a long time, really, really awesome. I don't know if I said it again, but again, nothing could be said enough for, a band like Seven Dust, who I've seen quite a few times and puts on a really great show. But again, overlapping times, not really a fan of that, or short set times, especially when you got to run around. It seems to be pretty hectic. All right, up next, what do we got? The Ravina Festival just came out, just released their schedule of what is to be coming and what is to be around the corner on that front. And I just, honestly, what I did was go ahead and just kind of take a look at some of these that are playing without actually really looking at it before coming on here, so we can kind of together have some reactions to some of these artists that are going to be there. James Taylor, 2 days, June 8th and June 9th. Crazy that James Taylor's still out there and he's touring and it's 2 days. I mean, that's in the I put James Taylor in the touring category of the Stones. I mean, 2 days at the Ravina, though, that could be fun if you are into James Taylor. Um, the cool thing always is that, you got Michael Franti, who's coming there June 15th. Okay. And then you could go a couple weeks later on June 21st and see Violent Femmes. And they're playing with the Chicago Philharmonic Orchestra, which that sounds to be super interesting. June 22nd, the very, very next night, Little Feat and Los Lobos. I would think that would also be a very, very awesome show to catch both of those who are touring, which is honestly, I had seen that they were touring, but to see them that they are constantly still out there and putting out a good touring repertoire together is something that us over here at the Hookup, we definitely enjoy. You could keep going down the list because the thing about it is Roger Daltrey, June 29th of The Who. If you're into Lyle Lovett and his large band and Clint Black, that's June 30th. Not a bad list here as we go through that. As you go into July, this is the one that really kind of caught my eyes right here as I'm scrolling. The Beach Boys, July 7th, with special guest. If you don't remember, here it is, John Stamos. I remember when John Stamos did that song, Forever, with the Beach Boys. That just came to my mind while looking at this Ravina calendar. But as you keep going on and along, you got Norah Jones, July 14th. Okay. Check out this calendar. You may see a lot of artists on here that I might not have said that you are interested in seeing. I need to make my way out there. I need to see one of these shows. Okay. If it's not Little Feat, it's not, something like, Los Lobos or Violent Femmes or any of those, definitely need to check something out. If you've ever checked anything out at the Ravina, let us know. Let us know at the show podcast on Twitter. You could always send a message if you would ever like to join in on here and talk about anything specific. But that being said, let's keep moving ahead. Just recently, and again, this show is, it's live, but even in life, it's live. Currently, my sister is in Iceland. Wow. And to me, just the idea of being in Iceland is amazing. So to actually know somebody who is currently in Iceland and sending me pictures is definitely mind-blowing. She texted me, and of course, because of this show, she let me know that, there is a punk museum that is in Iceland, which we're going to get to in a second. Here are just some pictures if you're online watching of that, some of that Iceland trip. But this is just the open spaces right here if you are looking of Iceland. But currently, we're moving on to, there is a punk museum in Iceland. And she said as they were walking by, it was blaring music. And on the screen, it says it's a museum about Icelandic punk. Not 100% familiar with that. I can't say that I would pass a test on Icelandic punk, but it sounds super amazing and super interesting. And after her sending me this and sending me these awesome pictures of this trip, I'm going to do a little bit more research, and soon I'm going to get back to you and what that exactly entails, what that sounds like. But really cool that she sent me these, because we're always looking for different things, and being in a whole different place is awesome. And it made me think about some of the ice. There's bands from Iceland that we haven't really talked about a whole lot. So like doing some research on some of the ones, like Kaleo is one artist, been together since 2012. Another one is Sigaros, which is, again, pretty familiar with their work. Together for quite the time, over 20 years. a lot of different sounds coming, called experimental, called post rock. Been together since 1994. Any band that is together since 1994 is definitely what I would deem worthy of quite a lot. Another band um, that I've listened to at first didn't dig them, but as they come out with more stuff, is of Monsters and Men, and they came together in 2010. Um, they got listed as a folk artist, but they're a little bit more than that now. A lot more sounds are coming from them. Another artist that honestly I always think of when I think of Iceland is Bjork. Definitely acquired taste is Bjork, but definitely a taste that definitely has been well, she's personally been performing since 1976. I have been familiar with her since the early 90s. Very unique style, unique everything from her songwriting to her clothing and everything, and even an actress in some regards. That movie right there is doing research. Um, just cool to really see an artist again from Iceland be able to be so well known here in the United States. I just think as the more I was digging in and more artists, it's just there's a lot of artists that I don't know about. That I want to listen to more just based upon those first artists that I've been listening to. While doing the research here, there's one called Vladimir. Really, it started as a duo, but it's kind of grown a little bit more as a six-member band. But they're kind of like an indie pop, but they're like, some of these artists, it's cool to listen to them in a different language. I like that a lot. It's awesome. And definitely something that widens your listening spectrum. So again, if you are interested in listening to any of these bands or any more bands that are like this, you should always dig into that, because that's what I'm going to do. And when I hear some more that I'm going to share, I'm definitely going to do that. That being said, I've decided that let's talk about a great album. Let's sail the seas of cheese, shall we? Sailing the Seas of Cheese. Cannot believe that this album, well, I can't believe this album exists, because to me, this album is just extremely one of my personal favorite albums of all time. And I can't believe it exists, because sometimes their albums are just so awesome and cool. And I'm glad Interscope, who is the label, and I'm glad Primus, who were the producers, decided to put this out, because it's just an awesome mixture of funk, and some might even call it a little bit of some metal in there. I like it a lot. I would say it is one of their best. But that's, for me, all Primus albums rule. But let's look a little bit deeper in Sailing the Seas of Cheese. What you just heard there was a little piece of Tommy the Cat. A really awesome bass line mixed with some really awesome vocals. Also spoken word on that song by our main man and our main penguin, Magnificent Stan. A really awesome Tom Waits vocal on that track. But when you hear an album title called Sailing the Seas of Cheese, you're pretty much going to be, what are we in for? And honestly, there are a lot of things going on in this band. A lot of things going on in these songs. Starts out with Seas of Cheese, which is 42 seconds, which is really kind of cool, because it does feel like you're on the seas of cheese. Here Come the Bastards. Credible song with some incredible bass. Sergeant Baker really gives off some really awesome beginning Full Metal Jacket vibes. American Life, awesome bass echo on the pedal. Jerry was a race car driver. If you have ever played like Guitar Hero, really awesome song right there to jam out to with that. I enjoy that song quite a lot. And from what I remember, I believe it was one of the first ones that I heard from them. But as we dig into the second half is where I believe the album really starts to get going. 11 is an awesome song. Is It Luck? It's fast. It's Primus fast. Then we go into Granddad's Little Ditty, which is only 37 seconds again. Love the little interludes. Earlier, what you heard was Tommy the Cat. Awesome. Sethington Waltz, again, minute 42 seconds. Another like piece here. Right here is where I deem is my gold for this album. Those damn blue collar tweakers. First time I heard this song was live at the Woodstock 94. And not there personally because I was only 12, but I had the VHS cassette. Really, really awesome. And right after that is a really awesome song called Fish On, which to me personally, an awesome song about fishing. And it's definitely worth your time and your vibes if you have not dug into that, because I remember personally a long time ago, I got some friends that I had met when I was at Ball State who were big fishers, big fishermen, and they still are. And what I told them was, is you got to listen to this band. They even got a song about fishing. That is how I was able to talk them into listening to them. And from that point forward, we ended up driving to Chicago and actually seeing Primus, at the Aragon Ballroom. So to be able to share a song like Fish On, and then end up seeing them, really, really awesome. The wrap-up song, Los Bastardos, kind of sounds like Sailing the Seas of Cheese, a little bit longer. Les Claypool, awesome. Larry Lalonde, awesome. Tim Alexander, awesome. What's the word I'm looking for? Definitely a band that, the reason why we're also talking about it is if you got some time and you really would like to see them, they're actually going to be in Chicago tomorrow. I'm trying my hardest to make my way out there. It's Perfect Circle, it's Pacifier, and it's Primus, and they're all going to be on stage jamming together. And from what it looks like, they're playing quite a couple songs from Sailing the Seas of Cheese. And they both were at that Sick New World Festival. I guess, really crazy story really quick. Both bands' gear got stuck in the mountain in Colorado and couldn't get their gear there. So they found some really awesome, nice people that lent them their gear. And I even saw that Larry Lalonde headstock still had the tag on it from the music store that they had to borrow and do that from. You like Primus? We're going to go a little bit deeper here. Another album that I've been digging a little bit deeper into is King Crimson's Discipline. If you have not sat down and listened to this awesome album, again, Robert Fripp, Adrian Bello, Tony Levin, Bill Bruford. Not familiar with those names. They have all been in amazing bands and have worked with amazing artists from Yes and Peter Gabriel and the Talking Heads. But recently, digging into this album because there's a lot of awesome rhythms going on in here. Thela Hunjijint, I think I pronounced that right, is a amazing song with some amazing rhythms. Les Claypool, back to Primus, covered this with the Colonel Les Claypool's Frying Frog Brigade. And honestly, pretty awesome, both versions. But dig into this album, Discipline. Let us know what you think. It's definitely cool if you think that you know who King Crimson is from their 70s output. They go ahead and they spin themselves all around and they decide, you know what? You don't know who we are. We're going to show you who we are. We're a little bit, we're doing something a little bit different because before this, Adrian Bello was part of, and I might be mispronouncing that name. I don't believe I am, but I could be. He was part of Talking Heads live band and actually sounds really amazing on this. Well, we're getting close here to the end, and honestly, You might be asking yourself, if you're on the screen there, you might be saying to yourself, Muddy Waters, why is he up on the screen? Because sadly, just what's the word? I almost sound like Arnold Schwarzenegger there. We just the other day was the day that unfortunately we lost him back in 1983. And honestly, when I think of Muddy Waters, I just honestly, his output of amazing music is just huge. But when it reached this day, I looked back through his catalog and I decided, what am I going to listen to? So I decided to dig into his album Electric Mud, which honestly is awesome because he's doing Stones covers, Let's Spend the Night Together. Okay. He's doing Willie Dixon's I Just Want to Make Love to You. He's doing Barn Burners. And honestly, folks, if you haven't sat down and really jammed out on some Muddy Waters, I mean, what better time than right around the anniversary of this amazing man that was part of music history that we lost. I want to tell everybody out there that thank you for joining me so much. This episode was awesome. I have been saving up things to share with you. I even brought up awesome other stuff. In these times, we always got to remember people are strange. Got the 45 right here. But I want to thank everybody for listening. I want to say that you should tune in this Friday if you are available, please, at 8 p.m. for the At the Show podcast, which I am a part of. We are going to be talking about just an amazing movie, Mad Max Fury Road. This last week we tuned in, if you had tuned in, and I had talked about it for my soundtrack pick of the week, the Strangeland soundtrack, which a lot of the artists that was at the Sick New World Festival was on that soundtrack. But tune in this week to see what is going to be coming and for that soundtrack pick of the week. But we're going to be talking about Mad Max Fury Road because Furiosa is going to be coming out, and we really need to cover that. We're going to be joined by my main man who was on this show a couple weeks ago, Mailman Jack, and go on over to the website and check out all the cool stuff is posted. Go to the YouTube channel and check out the Getting Drafty episodes that have just taken place. Some really awesome ones. Listen to the YouTube, or you could listen to the podcast format, to whatever your choosing is. But I just want to tell everyone out there again, thank you. Next week we will return for episode 68. What's going to be happening? As we get a little closer, we'll let you know. But tonight, I was Tony. This was episode 68. And honestly, everyone out there, I want to thank you again. I've thanked you so many times. I could spend the next 20 minutes thanking you because it shows like this that happened tonight that really make a hard day a little bit easier. Just talking about some tunes. So again, everyone out there, please take care. And we will be talking to you soon. Take care.